Show. I'm Jordan Klepper. We got so much to talk about tonight. Hunter Biden has something in common with Donald Trump. Congestion pricing gets stuck in gridlock. And Samuel Alito's wife lets her freak flag fly. So, let's get into headlines. We start with one of the most dangerous criminal masterminds in American history, Hunter Biden. He's gotten away with being Joe Biden's son for years, but today he faced Delaware justice.
We begin with our breaking news. A federal jury finding Hunter Biden guilty on 3 felony gun charges. The president's son walking out of the courtroom earlier today, a convicted felon.
How? Wow. Frankly, I'm shocked. We're actually enforcing gun laws in America. Hallelujah. And what has been wild is watching how eager Republicans have been to hold a gun owner accountable. Of course, it's only because he's Joe Biden's son, but that's an opportunity. All we need is for Joe Biden to adopt every single person in America. And we can finally have some responsible gun control in this country. Yes. Let's move on to some news out of the Supreme Court. Last weekend, an undercover activist snuck into a private reception and secretly recorded Supreme Court Justice Samuel Alito. And, no surprise, it turns out that the guy who overruled Roe v. Wade is a bit of a religious nut. What was much more interesting is that this activist also recorded Alito's wife, Martha Ann Alito. She's already been in the news for flying an upside-down American flag at their house after Trump lost the 2020 election, and then for flying a far-right appeal to heaven flag at their beach house. And if you thought 2 flags was a lot of flags, this lady's just getting started.
You know what I want? I want a Sacred Heart of Jesus flag, because I have to look across the lagoon at the Pride flag for the next month. And he's like, oh, please don't put up a flag. I said, I won't do it because I'm deferring to you. But when you are free of this nonsense, I'm putting it up, and I'm going to send them a message every day. Maybe every week I'll be changing the flags.
Holy shit! This lady loves flags! I mean, once Alito retires, that house is going to look like a Spanish galleon. I mean, later, the United Nations called. They said, tone it down with the flags, you know? I mean, even Betsy Ross is like, Jesus, I was only doing this because we didn't have Netflix. Liking flags this much is, ironically, the ultimate red flag. And, yeah, it's a thinker. I also love how she refers to her husband's job as nonsense. This man is one of the most consequential men in the country, but she's like, I can't wait until you're done with your little black robe bullshit so I can focus on what really matters, semaphore. So, Martha Ann got so mad after seeing a pride flag that she's planning to put up a whole bunch of Jesus flags to combat it. Because everyone knows Jesus is the ultimate symbol of your love. And also, if she runs out of flags, don't worry. She's thinking up more flags in her head.
There'll be all kinds. I made a flag in my head. This is how I satisfy myself. I made a flag. It's white, and it's yellow and orange flames around it. And in the middle is the word vergogna. Vergogna in Italian means shame.
Whoa. First off, what a burn on Justice Alito. Your wife is going around telling strangers that she has to think up new flags to satisfy herself. I gotta think up new flags, because it's not like there's anybody else taking care of my needs. Somebody's got to Plessy my Ferguson. Come on. No, not to be a hater, but designing a special flag for yourself is literally a homework assignment my kindergartner just had. He drew a butt farting on a stick figure man who I'm pretty sure is supposed to be me. I don't love it, but it still beats Vergogna. Look, I think there's a missed opportunity. Instead of getting mad at the pride flags, Martha Ann could use this opportunity to find unity. You love flags. They love flags. The people you really should be fighting are the lawn sign people. No motion, you can't see it from up high, no way to tell the wind direction. I mean, those lawn sign people are animals, and we all know it. Finally, let's talk about a local story with major implications. Here in New York City, we have the worst traffic out of any city in America. Did you know? It took me 2.5 hours to get to work this morning. I mean, granted, I stopped along the way to watch the Garfield movie, but Tuesdays, am I right? Now, to solve this, New York was set to become the first city in America to try congestion pricing, which is a toll on anyone who wants to drive into the busiest parts of Manhattan. That is, until a few days ago when Governor Hochul pulled the plug on the plan without warning. And while everyone assumed she was worried about Democrats losing votes in the upcoming election, Hochul has a different explanation.
Hochul says her experiences talking to people in Manhattan diners, like this one near Grand Central, made her realize New Yorkers just aren't ready for congestion pricing.
All I know is I encourage you to go to the next diner with me, and I'll probably be there Monday morning. Sit with me and watch the people come over and thank me. That's all I need to know.
Okay. That's it. Wait, so after literally 5 years of debate, study, and preparation, Hochul scrapped the whole plan because she talked to some people in a diner? Who cares what people in a diner think? There's other Americans. What about the home cooks, huh? The guy who pops open a can of Progresso soup, goes to put it in the microwave, says, F it, then just drinks it cold, huh? Don't I? I mean, they deserve a voice too. Look, it's true, congestion pricing won't be popular with everyone, and it might cost you some votes in the suburbs. But from time to time, leaders are called upon to envision a better future. Be bold in the implementation and execution, and be undaunted by the opposition. That's how you secure progress. Wait a second. I heard that somewhere before.
Anybody sick and tired of gridlock in New York City? Yeah. From time to time, leaders are called upon to envision a better future. Be bold in the implementation and execution, and be undaunted by the opposition. That's how you secure progress.
Oh, shit. Kathy Hochul has an evil twin who's good at governing. Who knew? For more on Governor Hochul's decision to reverse congestion pricing, we turn to senior political analyst Michael Kosta. Michael, look, the governor was fully in support of this plan 6 months ago. Yeah. How is she so weak-willed that she would change her mind after a silly diner conversation?
Well, actually, Jordan, there's nothing silly about a diner conversation. Political experts like myself understand that any opinion has extra power when it's said over a plate of eggs and toast. It's called the diner effect, okay? Now, for example, if I were to tell the governor to flip-flop on congestion pricing, she'd say no. But what if I said, hey, Governor, you got to cancel that plan because every working guy knows that when the screws get stripped, you got to hammer the nail yourself, all right?
I don't think that means anything, Michael, but, you know, there's something in that is very common sense. You're right, cancel the plan.
Yeah. You see what happened there?
Wait. Oh, shit, did I agree with you?
Yeah, you've fallen for the folksy ramblings of a man who doesn't know how to make his own toast.
Damn it. You're right. Okay, you know what? I won't fall for that again. We can't afford to because the city has to figure out how to replace all the revenue that this plan was going to raise.
Well, I have an idea, you know? Well, you know what I says? The whole thing could be solved lickety-split, all right? You just take away the immigrants and you say, get out of here, boom. But hey, you know? What do I know? I'm just a guy that eats 6 sausage links for breakfast, huh?
Yeah, I didn't think this thing had anything to do with immigrants, but there's something about the way you eat those sausages that makes me believe you.
Got you again.
God damn it! Oh.
It's all in the diner food.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
As long as I'm eating the number 4 special, people will think that I know what I'm talking about.
Wow, I mean, it is very, very effective.
All right, now check this out, okay? If you got a stack of 30 pancakes, you don't even have to say real words, all right? Hey, let me tell you something, all right? Gaboosh, gadong, gabadabo. Oh, go. Congestion solved.
Okay, I know. Look, Michael. Don't you see the irony here that the actual working class people are taking the subway? They're the ones that are going to be hurt by this performative fealty to suburban car driving voters.
I have no idea what you're saying right now.
Hey, Michael Kosta.